We're doing something a little bit different today. In fact, we're starting a brand new channel. Any of my friends over at Instagram will know that I collect Deltora Quest books, and in fact, here they are in all their glory. And I share those over on my Instagram stories. And in fact, that is a place where I share a lot of my hobbies, like reading Star Wars books. Anything that isn't directly related to my career as a musician or filmmaker, but that I would like to share, I share in my Instagram stories. And if you're curious at all to see any of the past stories on there, they're in my highlights, all that kind of thing. But sometimes there's a story that I want to share and spend a bit more time on, and I thought maybe what I would do is I would start a YouTube channel dedicated to the Deltora Quest booktube niche and share the occasional long-form video. And today is a special day because I got a text message from Dymocks saying that my next book is ready for me. And most of this stuff I bought secondhand. I've been trawling bookshops since I was a kid collecting these, and it's very rare to get to buy something brand new. So that's what we're doing today. I'll explain what it is, and then we'll head into the city together. This is the 21st anniversary edition of Deltora Quest. Now, this is the first edition. All of this collection is first editions. And I also have somewhere a reprint. Hold on. This place is a mess. Oh, goodness. I'm in the middle of moving house, and it is chaos. Here we go. The big difference you'll see is that the first edition has a very flat spine, and actually the reprint has a curved spine. And something of note is that on this very important 21st anniversary special edition, on the back blurb, they have misspelled the main character's name. And I keep looking at newer editions to see if they've fixed it, and they haven't yet. I picked this reprint up because I thought it was really funny. It has indeed been printed upside down. This is the second one. They said it was a first edition, and then they sent it and it was a second edition. So... oh, sorry. The reason I'm moving house is because my apartment is making me sick. I opened it up, and it was a second edition, and you can tell by the numbers at the bottom of the page, bottom left, over here. Hopefully we'll film a cutaway for that as well. I emailed and said, "Hello, sorry, you sent me a second edition. Can I get a first edition, please?" And they didn't understand what I was saying. They thought I was saying, "You sent me the second book in the series. Could you please send me the first book in the series?" And they said, "Well, you have to buy that separately." I said, "No, I do want the second book, but you've sent me a second edition of the second book." It was a whole thing. So I've got to send this back, so that's a shame. Finding first editions for the second one is really hard. There's second editions everywhere. But that's why, when I discovered online that September 1st was the release date for the third one, I decided I would go in on the day and buy it. So I went into Dymocks in the city on the day of release, and it wasn't on the shelf, and they didn't have it in the back catalogue. It hadn't arrived yet. I was like, okay, that is what we're doing today. So come with me into the city, and we'll pick up the final one of these. And we will feel a little bit old picking up 21st anniversary editions for our favourite childhood books. we get on to the confusion and surprise that I experienced in the store, let's just have a look at it. First things first, they have spelt Leaf's name correctly, so we're learning. Well done, Scholastic. It's not actually raised, it's just designed to look like it's raised, which is fine. Series 3 is, of course, all about dragons. On the spine, we have enlarged versions of the original spine. So this is the very first edition of the 4th book in Deltora Quest 3, so this would have been the first time we saw all 4. They've actually changed the colours of them. I'm not sure if that's story relevant. It's been a while since I've reread the 3rd series, so I can't recall actually. And then on the back we have, of course, the blurb, and all the way around this purple background is dragon scale, which is quite cool. And inside, it's all the original text in... Ooh, what's the font? I know the font. I don't want to look it up. It starts with a P. Plata. So much for being a know-it-all on YouTube. Palatino font, and of course we have Emily Rodda's original drawings for the various riddles and signs and other things that we have in the book. Now, the surprise and confusion I experienced, you will have seen on screen. I went downstairs to have a look at just the section where this was before I went up to pick mine up from the click and collect or the special orders, which made me feel very VIP. And I had a look inside, and it says 2nd edition. Now, there's no way this is a reprint. It came out on the 1st of September. This is now the 7th of September. I went in store on the day of release, and I ordered one to come and pick up. So this has to be a 1st edition, and yet it clearly says 2nd in there. And I have many thoughts. One, my first thought was, oh no, maybe the customer service lady I was emailing was right. But I thought about it, and no, she didn't even know about the numbers in the bottom left hand. So in store, there was also a very nice Rowan of Rin 30th anniversary edition. It had the flat spine. Actually, this one has also got raised text on it. Both versions of these have raised text, so I think they probably intended to do it with this and never got around to it. I'm increasingly getting the sense that these haven't sold as well as they thought they would. What's this one? Oh, got me again. It's upside down. Okay, this one's actually a 3rd edition. My running theory, as of half an hour ago, is that they had planned to do a flat spine so that it would match the Rowan of Rin, and for whatever reason, they had to number... When they changed their minds, this became number 2, even though number 1 never went to market. That's my running theory. But this means that maybe the 2nd edition in here of Deltora Quest 2 is actually, for all intents and purposes, a 1st edition. If this 2nd edition is the first thing to shelves, maybe this 2nd edition was also the first thing to shelves. So maybe I shouldn't send this back. I think we're going to open this right now. We're doing this. Okay, here we are. So this is the not flat spine. No, and the text is not raised. So I'm thinking they planned to do raised text, but they only did it on the first one and didn't continue doing it. So I really am getting the sense that the budget for these just like... So these are our 3 first editions, and there is some kind of mystery to be solved about why this is labelled 1 and these are both labelled 2. This is my new Deltora Quest channel here in the booktube corner of the internet. If that kind of niche content is of any interest to you, whether you came here from my Instagram or from the YouTube search bar, I hope you'll stick around. I can't make any promises about how often I'll be uploading here, but I can promise I've got a lot to show you and talk about. So stick around if that's of any interest to you. And thanks for watching, and I also told myself that I would not go as ham on the editing on this channel as I do on my main channel. I have a master's in film editing, and sometimes I get in my head about trying to like over-edit things. Having blindly stuck my fingers into this drawer at risk of cutting myself, I actually can't seem to find the scissors. Oh, where are they? This is exactly why I end up over-editing my main channel YouTube videos. Here they are. Because things never go to plan. And I end up with these ridiculous videos where I do all sorts of things.